Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for All About Android is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com. Hi, everybody. It's time for our annual audience survey. We'd really like to hear from you. It helps us understand our audience better, know what you like and don't like, how you listen to the show. It also helps us tell advertisers what kind of people listen. But I promise you, your feedback is always kept personally anonymous. All you have to do is visit twit.tv/survey and let us know what you think. It'll just take a few minutes, and it'll help us make Twit even better. We really appreciate your support and any help you can give us. twit.tv/survey.
This episode of All About Android is brought to you by Atlassian. Unleash your team's potential with collaborative software tools like HipChat and Jira, which will enable you to work and communicate better together. Visit Atlassian.com to learn more. And by Gazelle, the online marketplace for buying and selling used gadgets. Shop from a variety of certified pre-owned electronics or trade one in for cash. Give a new life to a used device. Visit Gazelle.com today. Hello and welcome to another episode of All About Android, episode 256, recorded on Tuesday, March 8th, 2016, where your weekly source for the latest news, hardware, and apps for the Android faithful. I'm Jason Howell.
I'm Ron Richards.
Then I'm Florence Ion.
Sometimes it's just good to do it on the wide.
Sometimes you just got to do it on the wide shot. It works.
That took me by surprise.
Yeah.
It's our motto.
Yeah.
It's our new motto. Just
do it on the wide.
We'll do it wide.
Yep.
We'll do it wide. Joining us today, first timer on the show, Mark Burstiner, aka Mark with a Mouth. How's it going?
Hi. How are you? I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Mark was actually on the show in season 1. In the
What?
Yeah, he was in person. I
Wait,
him up here. He was here for GDC.
Wait a minute. I have
Yeah.
to check the schedule now and see if I was here for that. Was I here?
I believe you were, but it was like
I believe it's you and Eileen.
Yeah, year 1.
Year 1. Now I'm like...
He literally, folks, has a spreadsheet that tracks every episode.
Hey, what do you know? There you go. That's
There I am.
What day
now I
was it?
remember. March 5th, 2012.
Episode 50.
Whoa,
Wow,
that's insane.
So you can forgive me, Mark, for forgetting, because that was a really long time ago.
It's been
How's
like,
it going?
Yeah, I mean, I had already forgiven you. You don't even need to ask.
We've done 206 episodes since Mark was last on the show.
Dang.
So there you go.
The birds are...
And since I last watched it, hello.
Oh, man. That
Look at-
hurts. But
Ouch.
Look at him with the honesty.
Look, man, Jason came out with teeth, and I'm back with nails.
Look, that's why I thought to bring you back, is because of your biting honesty, okay? So
Man, I really wish
understand.
you were here in person. I feel like this would... I feel like you're contained inside this box,
Yeah.
and like I feel like
He just wants to get out of
me,
it.
but
need to
This
roam
is
free.
Pandora's box. This is actually for the best. You don't want me there in person. This is the only thing keeping you guys safe.
I don't know. Maybe someday we'll get you out here to be a person. We'll see what Mark with a mouth in person on the show. Like, it could get kind of crazy.
It's a handful.
Yeah. Hey, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. The reviews are in for the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge. Turns out we have someone sitting here who actually put in a review, and we're going to hear all about the two phones from Flo. Project Fi opens for all, with some caveats. How Project Soli could eliminate the keyboard on your phone. Yes, maybe, but probably not. Google hands-free payments, if you live in the South Bay, and more. But let's jump right into the news, Josh.
A lot of people seem to be sick, but nobody's sick of Android news.
Look at somebody stepping into big shoes.
Yep. Hey, Josh has proven that he can do this.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. In a pinch.
Except the wide shot thing.
That's
I don't.
okay.
Every time you guys, have to give me.
It's okay. It mixes things up. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it, actually.
I'm gonna hug you after this show. I just hope you know.
Variety.
You're getting a hug.
Variety is the spice of life, Josh. It's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You brought your own signature to the show.
Yep.
We still haven't convinced you to switch to Android permanently, but that's okay. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Keyword is permanently.
Yes. He has tried it. He was Android curious for a while. He's back
Android
to
curious.
He's just back to iOS again. Anyways, real quick before we get into the news, hey, by the way, Google I/O registration is open for the next couple of days. So if you're thinking about going, You should sign up
Get
and
in the
then
lottery.
hope.
Good luck.
Roll the dice. Hey, you too could go to beautiful Mountain View, to the Shoreline Amphitheater.
So beautiful. So muggy
It's
during that
so
time of
nice.
year.
Will you be going, Mark?
I will very likely be in close physical geographical proximity, but whether or not there's a badge around my neck is still yet to be determined.
No, Mark and I are going to be at the In-N-Out Burger on Renstorff Avenue, whatever that road is by the shoreline. We'll just be having burgers while everybody's
I mean,
talking.
I'm just gonna watch the live stream on my computer from the In-N-Out and just cover it all from there. It's all good. It's all good.
Almost the same
It's
thing.
like you're there.
Almost the
Yeah.
same thing.
Basically, like I'm there.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking of Google, as Jason teased at the top of the show, some news about Project Fi announced on the official Android blog, one of the most perplexing headlines I've ever read, as they said, from hi to Fi to goodbye to invites. And someone should have been dialed back a bit, I think.
But they rhymed.
I know, yeah. So basically what Project Fi no longer requires an invite to participate or to be involved in it. Now, U.S. customers can sign up for the service on their own, as well as get a Nexus 5X for $199 with service when you order it this month. And so basically, you got to buy the Nexus 5X and activate it through Project Fi to qualify for the offer. And then it's a $20 monthly fee plus $10 per gigabyte per month. And you get a refund on any unused data costs every month. It's the wonderful new world of Project Fi that everybody seems to say is a hit, right? Who has it?
I have not been able to log on to it. I got a
I've
SIM
used
card.
it
It just
a lot.
didn't work.
You use it?
I have used it in the past. It is delightful. The only reason I don't anymore is because I'm swapping devices so much and then it only works with Google devices. But
Right.
you can actually, I don't know if anybody knows this, but you can actually stick a Fi SIM in a non-Fi device and it'll just lean on T-Mobile.
Yes.
You won't get both networks, but that's why I don't really use it full time anymore. But when I did use it, it was delightful.
Wow.
Did you use it to the point where you noticed that it was like doing the network switching and maybe hopping onto Wi-Fi and all that kind of other stuff?
I never actually noticed the switch, but yes, it was happening a lot often. You know, I used it with a 6P. So yeah, it was happening. I never really noticed it. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
Jammin' in chat says Project Fi is costing me about $30 a month after taxes. I mean, that's what I pay for my T-Mobile plan. My the cheap
You can get it
$30
down
a month
really
T-Mobile
cheap.
plan.
And now that the 5X is about to stop being a hot piece of garbage with the March update, then that deal is actually a really good deal.
Okay, so this news, I very briefly saw it and then I went in to do another show. So tell me a little bit about this because is this going to fix my wife's 5X?
Wait, hang on. Is
You're
this,
in the
is
same-
this hang on?
Oh,
is-
wait. Yeah.
wait. Is this breaking news?
It might be breaking news. Josh, I think we have some breaking news. I think it's...
Okay.
Ooh, that worked.
We'll go
All
with
right,
classic
good.
breaking news.
Classic works.
There you go.
So
Wow.
what is the news here, Mark, about the 5X? I did see a brief headline that said fixing the jank.
It's really simple and straightforward. It's essentially, you know, all these security fixes that have been coming out on the monthly for Android devices. The one from March is going to have supposedly the performance fixes for the 5X, because I'm glad you mentioned your wife's 5X, because my wife's 5X is also a hot piece of trash. I never hear her complain about anything more than that device.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. She's not a complainer when it comes to her phones, but this device is like she's done. She's ready to move on.
What is she a complainer when it comes to?
Just that like the camera is super.
No, I meant about she's not a complainer when it comes to phones, but that insinuates that she complains about other things.
No, not really.
Hey,
She
it's
actually is not a
International
complainer.
Women's Day,
Yeah,
all right?
come on, give
Let's
her-
stop trying to paint us as complainers,
She
y'all.
complains about how rough you are on her, Jason. Just ease up.
I want to go home now.
It's the implication, Jason. It's the implication.
No, she doesn't complain about much at all. But she definitely doesn't complain about phones
Yeah.
until she got the 5X.
Fair enough.
And now it's been a big pain. So
Well, supposedly the security update will also include with it the performance fixes, and maybe I'll be back next month to report back on whether or not my wife is still complaining.
yeah, like part of me doesn't believe that it's going to fix the problems. I don't know why. I'm starting to get a little jaded about these, but the next update should address
We'll do
this
it, yeah,
issue.
yeah.
And then it comes along and it addresses these other things and maybe a little bit of this thing, but it doesn't actually get rid of the issue and we're right back there.
I think part of the problem is that they almost like play down how big the issue actually is. They just tack on a little sentence at the end of the release notes that says, "Oh, and by the way, your device is going to work as it should have when you bought it now." When in reality, that kind of merits its own blog post, man. The 5X has not aged well. From the first 30 days with it were a dream, and then all of a sudden, it just cannot handle a single thing.
Yeah.
It's probably good you didn't get one, Ron.
I know, yeah, actually, I
honestly.
Although it was funny because a lot of my friends who have it, who happen to be Google employees, they all are pro it. Like they did not have bad things to say. But that was in the first 30 days of release, so maybe Mark has a point there. I should go back and check with them and be like, how's the phone working out for you?
Yeah,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, well then there you go. 5X, we'll see. Cool. I guess we'll follow it. I don't know.
Well, moving on to other phones, and this is like, so first of all, I have not watched House of Cards since last season, but I didn't finish. Okay, but I didn't finish the season. Here's the thing: I only got to like episode 3 of last season, and then I was like, "Oh my god, okay, we get it. You want to like rule the world." Anyway,
I have not watched the show since the first 5 minutes of episode 1, season 1, when I turned it off. I turned it off. I go, "Yeah, no, this is not for me."
So, but interestingly, apparently, and I found out this yesterday, and I'm just like full disclosure. When I found this out, I IM'd my fiance upstairs, who was sitting upstairs working, and then I laughed out very loudly, so hard that he came downstairs to be like, "Why are you laughing?" And that's because OnePlus paid $300,000 to advertise the OnePlus in House of Cards.
Which, okay, so OnePlus. Here you go.
So there you go. So
apparently there are drinks.
Cocktails just showed up at the desk.
This is like the new way. Cocktails
they
just show up at the desk. I don't know what's going on here. They appear and we are happy. So OnePlus has historically, in its short time in existence, historically been very bad in the world of marketing.
Very bad.
But this is kind of an interesting deal. Like I give them props for this.
I mean, it's product placement.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, the thing is, it's not unheard of. It's to see an upstart startup doing this as opposed to, I don't know, Microsoft or Samsung. That's interesting.
No, you're very right. But I just was thinking $300,000. Like, do you guys have that much money to throw around? Because I am worried about OnePlus's finances. Apparently, that was like my first thought. Do you guys have the money for this? Because this seems like a lot of money.
But clearly they do. I mean, like they wouldn't. I mean, I don't know I know nothing about their finances, but I imagine they have a marketing budget and they have investment and all this sort of stuff, and this is how they're choosing to do it.
They're also owned by Oppo, so they've got deeper pockets than I think that they let on. Plus, like you said, this is just a smart move. I mean, a lot of other companies have paid for placements and things.
Yeah.
Many times. And House of Cards is really, by the way, no exception. You said you haven't watched it, Ron, so I know you probably haven't seen, but multiple times throughout the series, many characters reach for Windows phones. And I was telling my wife the other day, I want to start a Tumblr that's just screenshots of the characters' faces as they reach for a Windows phone, because all I ever think when they do it is go, "Oh, this is a Windows phone? Fine."
Do you watch Scandal? Because homegirl Olivia Pope only uses a Windows phone.
Well, yeah,
that's the same ringtone for like the last 5 seasons.
That's like how in Grey's Anatomy they all walk around with Surface tablets, and it's like, really, that's what
I
they're
haven't
using?
watched Grey's Anatomy since they got like
same thing with the NFL, man. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, and the thing is that like I think this is a great move. I mean, even though I'm not a fan of House of Cards, I dislike politics and I dislike bad accents by hammy actors. But
wow, this is getting really deep.
Beyond that, this is a great way because you constantly think about advertising and how do you reach an audience, and you can take $300,000 and buy billboards in Times Square or ads in Wired. You never know if that's going to reach it. But honestly, I know that Grey's Anatomy has Microsoft Surface tablets.
That's very true, and I know that Olivia Pope uses a Windows phone, and pretty soon people know Frank Underwood has this phone without very obvious branding, but it's a OnePlus.
Right. Well, but that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft, Samsung, Apple, iOS, iPhone, very recognizable devices.
Yes.
Yeah, yep.
Yes.
The OnePlus 2 is not a very recognizable device, number one. Like, the design of it doesn't
I mean,
necessarily
it looks like a
scream
Nexus,
different.
honestly.
And number two, does anyone that's watching House of Cards know what a OnePlus 1 or, what a OnePlus 2 is?
Is
so
there
that
the big
smart?
logo on the back of it? I mean, I didn't. I
haven't watched the season,
What
but-
you need,
the
what you
show
need
is
is
so dark. How are you going to see the little like?
what you
plus,
need. Yeah, what you
know?
need is the blatant, obvious logo. Like I hate to reference the O.J. Simpson trial, but when in the real O.J. Simpson trial in the 90s, when they had the computer monitors on the court and it said Sony on the back in a much larger nameplate than the monitor actually had because Sony wanted to take advantage of the exposure. So, thank you.
What really
More
missed me
cocktail
about it is just that you're right. This is a much smaller brand. It's much easier once you're a household name to do a product placement deal and have a viewer say to themselves, oh, Frank Underwood uses that phone. That's not really what's happening here because, like you said, it's not exactly a terribly recognizable device. And I realize this isn't a show about TV shows or media or content, but for me as a viewer, that's just going to take me out of it.
Yeah.
You're just going to sit there and be like, oh, what phone is that? And now I have to Google what phone that looks like and figure it out. That doesn't, to me, scream like an effective marketing campaign. But hey, it's not my money.
It's exposure. I think it's exposure. I think, and the fact that people are talking about the fact that they did it gets the exposure that they,
Right.
like it's that whole.
Anytime we talk about any sort of marketing on this show, we're feeding into the reason
And I
why
mean,
they
all
did
the
it.
Android blogs wrote about it. So now
Yep.
House of Cards is gonna people are gonna be like, I need to go watch House of Cards so I can see this OnePlus show up, and then I can screenshot it. And actually, I'm very curious.
You won't
if they
believe
mention
how
the
many
name.
times the OnePlus One appears in House of Cards.
Actually,
Click to find out.
Dear BuzzFeed, if you could please do that article, or maybe Droid Life, you can take that one. Like that would be great because I'm curious if they even mentioned the name of the phone.
I doubt they
I doubt
do.
it. I doubt
Yeah.
it.
It's
Hey, do you have my OnePlus? Like, no.
So, by the way, the only time I've ever seen a OnePlus in the wild was when I was in line for the airplane. When I was waiting to board the plane, it was a United flight, and there was a dude. It was a red-eye flight, and he had a OnePlus, and I asked him about it, and I was like, "Sir, how did you know about that phone?" I just asked him blatantly, and he said, "Well, I switched from an iPhone, and my friend told me that I should get this phone, so he gave me his invite." And so I just sort of always thought of that as like this parable of like how people know about OnePlus. It's all about
Right.
word of mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
bad
So-
marketing campaigns. Women doing
Or great
selfies.
ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
precisely.
Yeah.
Do we see Claire Underwood, the vice president of the
I'm
United
so honored. I
States,
didn't
in
even
this
know
movie?
she was vice president.
Is that a
What?
spoiler? Spoiler?
Is that no? That's like a
know. I don't
couple of
watch-
seasons ago. Spoiler.
Don't watch the show.
Is she the kind to wait for an invite for a OnePlus 2? I don't know. I suppose there's no invite anymore, but still, there
Also,
was.
how does
Yeah, she
Frank
got it, there probably
Underwood
was.
feel about? And somebody brought this up in the chat room just to give him props. How does Frank Underwood feel about using a Chinese-made phone?
Ooh.
That's a good question. There, this is
Always
kind of
Patriot
falling
like
apart.
Frank Underwood.
Oh.
The House of Cards is falling down right at this very moment as we talk about it. Okay, so an email from Ronak from the SF Bay Area says the discussion about possibility of removing of the app drawer was very interesting.
Controversial. Even.
Controversial, yes.
That was heated.
Even though we kind of ended the conversation saying, well, okay, the rumors were probably unfounded, it still sparked an interesting conversation about the idea of not having an app drawer. He says, I think you guys missed an important point during the discussion. I've noticed that most of my non-tech savvy friends and family already use the home screen as an app drawer. This is because the Play Store has add app icon to home screen enabled by default. So the app shortcuts get added to their home screen anyways. This also confuses some users because now the app is at two places. When they long press the app on home screen and drag it to a remove label, they think they're removing or getting rid of the app from the phone. Now that apps can actually be uninstalled from the home screen itself, OEMs are moving towards hidden app drawer by default to make it simpler for the average user. I also hope that there's still an option to enable the app drawer if it actually is removed at some point.
This is a much more detailed, eloquent argument that's similar to the argument I was making. I sounded like a babbling idiot. But, we know the difference of the app drawer, but you give the phone to my mother and I should, by the way, I should address the drawer issue.
It popped up on Twitter though.
It's been it's been rampant.
Really?
It's been I've been dealing with it ever since the
my
last
God, I'm so
episode.
sorry.
I'm sorry, I was
I'm
a part of that in the beginning, and then I think I kicked off a
I'm going to
forest
explain
fire.
it once. I understand that the app drawer is spelled DRAWER. I happen to be from Long Island, and we say draw. So, or I say draw.
I wish I had an
could be
accent.
wrong. So
I'm just
there you go.
California flow.
Yeah, every now and then it slips in. I said the draw. It's the draw.
Well,
Love it. Keep doing it, Ron. Keep doing you, girlfriend.
honestly, that's one of my favorite things about speaking to Ron, to be like his accent.
I know, right? It's awesome. It's like, man, you're from the other side of the United States.
Apparently
What's it like over there?
Apparently we drop our R's, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm from Jersey and New York, and I just want to squish Ron every time I hear it. But the draw. Oh wow, that is completely true, Ronak. Is there like an award for like best viewer email that I can give out? Can I make one up right now?
Well, I'll go ahead and put a note next to it in the doc.
Although be
and say
careful,
that you
because
really
if you
liked
start
it.
giving awards, then that's going to set a precedent for us to give awards all the time, and we just
We
don't
have to give awards out to every viewer. If we give you guys an award, every reviewer, every viewer's got.
You can't give everybody an award.
Hey, Mark.
No, you can't.
Mark, I did you a solid. I wrote a note next to the email in the doc, and it says Mark really liked this email. So
I did. I really did.
Right.
So this guy is speaking directly to my heart zone, because I used to be a product manager. I'm a UI and UX guy, and he's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And this is what terrifies me. And I was talking to a colleague about this today. It's not a matter of whether or not it's the right decision to make, I think, because he's absolutely right. A lot of users who are coming from iOS and see Android as this like weird amorphous platform that is always so different. Yeah, to them, it makes perfect sense. If you're going to get rid of it from the home screen, you're going to delete it. It doesn't compute. What scares me is that Google would set the precedent that switchers are the most important market to hit in terms of user experience, as opposed to the loyal, I don't want to say Nexus warriors, but the Android loyalists. So from a user experience perspective, that to me sets a very, very dangerous precedent to just say, okay, we'll get rid of the drawer because iOS users don't get it.
yes. So,
That was the end of my statement.
sorry. Period.
End of sentence.
Yeah, I mean,
Excellent.
yeah, okay. Everything you said makes total sense. And just BT dubs, my mom totally uses her phone like that. She just lets everything splay out on the home screen and is like,
I told you.
"Merp,
Yeah.
Let me have a messy home screen."
Oh, it's so messy. I just can't
See,
even.
but the
I
thing
can't even
is that, like,
concentrate.
here's the thing. The only person to blame for a messy home screen is the person who owns the phone.
Mother, you're a mess.
Right? No, but I mean,
We're not getting into it
That's
here.
the thing, is that like it's easy. Like, you don't need to have a messy home screen on that phone that you were like, oh, this is such a pain in the ass to use. You're like, you
Dude.
can clean it up. It takes literally 10 minutes.
No,
while
it
you're
does not
watching TV.
take 10 minutes.
No.
It does not take 10 minutes. It takes way longer than 10 minutes to clean up a messy home screen. It is a
crazy.
labor, but it is not a labor of love. It is a labor of frustration.
And necessity.
As you hold on
Yeah.
down to that icon and you try and drag it away, and it's just not going over to the next screen.
And
This is just like oozing with melodrama. It's just
Well,
It's a
I mean,
dramatic
it's just-
topic. Look how
it's
upset
not-
we're getting over it.
It's not just melodrama. It's a big deal. Like,
It
I've been
is.
using the
It
Mate 8
is.
for a while too, and Huawei is one of the manufacturers who's
Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so
making
bad.
it so much worse.
So
like,
bad.
please, like, just stop. It's the experience of setting this phone up to make it behave like the way that I want it to, which is to me half the point of Android, is. Oh my God. it's
Mark,
a
I wish I was there to hug you right now. Like, we need to just hold each other through this.
I'm with you. I wish I were too, because I'm feeling anxiety in my arms and in my back. Like, I feel tense now. Like, I'm upset.
it just gets weird. It's getting weird.
You guys just don't get it. It's like, listen, let's just put it this way. Googs is not going to do us wrong. They're going to let us have an option. I feel it in my heart.
Praise to Arte. Praise to Arte, and all will be okay.
And if they don't, there are plenty of replacement launchers.
Yeah,
so
Lord
there you
knows.
go.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey, let's take a break. Wow, the collective energy today is like off the charts.
Energizing.
I'm feeding off of Mark, honestly.
I know, no,
'cause
I
when
know,
I
I
started
can
the
tell.
show, I was kind of down, but now I'm like,
I could tell, like, yes, it's elevated. Before we go into the hardware news, of which we have a lot to discuss, let's thank our sponsor first, which is Atlassian this week, actually kind of new to the show. Behind every great human achievement is a team. Genome mapping, 3D printing, space exploration, renewable energy, planning your next offsite team. So how do you bring everyone together to achieve what happens to be next. And that's what Atlassian is all about. Do it with Atlassian. At Twit, we actually use a ton of Atlassian programs. Our engineering team uses Confluence to document equipment and work processes, in addition to Jira for managing vendors and organizing. Well, we just have a ton of tasks. So organizing all of those, which would otherwise be super overwhelming. We also tie all of our communications together with HipChat for everything from planning events to working on serious operational issues as they arise. And also assign, track, and manage tasks for any project, no matter how complex. That is the clarity of Jira. You can create and share content, organize results, bring team members up to speed with the flexibility of Confluence. You can get instant messages or video chat with your team from any device with the freedom of HipChat. You can test, review, and manage code in real time. And that's Bitbucket. It's the power of Bitbucket. Atlassian is helping teams in every industry, be it startup or enterprise, and basically helping to bring their ideas to life. And it can work for your team as well. Go to Atlassian.com. You'll learn more. You'll see how Jira, Confluence, HipChat, and Bitbucket give your team everything that you need to organize, discuss, and complete all of your shared work. That's Atlassian.com. Unleash the potential in your team. Build what's next. Atlassian.com. We thank them for their support. All right. Let's check out, well, some pretty anticipated hardware.
It was anticipated amongst the Samsung fanboys and fangirls, of which Flo is the regional president of the Bay Area chapter.
Lola Bloom.
I just want to jump over the table right now and just
Throw your margarita at me, right?
Don't do it.
strangle run.
Don't do it. I'm right here. I said nothing. I'm right
Not
here.
happening.
Good times.
Today.
Okay.
Good times.
All right. So, Flo, tell us what you do think about the Samsung Galaxy
Alrighty,
S7
y'all.
and the S7 Edge.
So I got the S7 and the S7 Edge here right now. I have not actually written a review on the S7 Edge because we've decided to do two separate reviews for PC World.
They deserve two separate reviews.
Yeah,
they're
and
different
to
devices.
be honest, they are two different devices and yada yada. Anyway, so this is the one I prioritized, which is the Galaxy S7, and I've spent a lot of time with this phone by now.
Cool. I got a shipping order that it's on its way.
From Timo.
Yeah, from Timo.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So there was a discussion this morning about this phone, and I know we could just get into talking about the specs and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I
people
mean, Snapdragon 820, 4 gigs of RAM, 12 megapixel rear-facing camera with aperture of 1.7.
I would like to note that she does not have those specs written in front of her, by
No.
the way. She just rattled them off the top. So
because I've been
bravo,
working on this
Flo.
review all
Yeah,
weekend.
bravo.
Flo, you and I are gonna get along famously. We're the same way.
So there's the thing about it is it's very evolutionary. There's not much about it that's revolutionary. And that's sort of the tagline that we came up for it. The thing is, it is a near perfect phone, and I hate saying that because I know it sounds like such hyperbole. There's so many great things about this phone, and I can see why it costs as much as it does. But we're in an era now where you can get a perfectly good, substantial phone for $400.
Yes.
And so I'm struggling to see why buying a flagship like the Galaxy S7 is still worth it if you're not interested in having all those bells and whistles.
This is what
I don't disagree with you at all.
You don't disagree with me.
No.
That's
Is
good.
that a double negative? No.
Yeah, it is a double negative.
Double negative.
It is,
You're
it
right.
is.
All right, just make sure I'm doing the math.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
The thing is, but it doesn't discount the fact that this is a damn awesome phone. I mean, the camera got so much better. I actually took it out. I don't have a rig or anything, which I regret not setting up. But I took it out and was just shooting photos with the Galaxy S6 and the S7, and I noticed, it has better contrast. Samsung fixed a lot of light leak issues. It's only slightly better in low light environments. The battery life is pretty good. Doze mode definitely, I think, helps a lot with that. It feels like a Samsung phone with Doze mode, if that makes sense. Because when you're using it, the AMOLED is just sucking all this power through a straw very quickly, But then when you put it down and you pick it up again, you realize it hasn't moved an inch. which is great. Thank you, Google, for that, for DOS.
So the Samsung Galaxy S7 is $669.99 unlocked.
Yes.
Right?
Some
right around there.
carriers are selling it for a little bit less or whatever.
Yeah, right. Like AT&T $694, Best Buy
Verizon's doing
$679. So
some
right
weird
around that area.
$670 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is kind of what I'm sure OEMs have probably expected but been fearing, which is that this kind of move towards high quality devices at mid-range price or whatever starts to kind of warp our perception as consumers of what we should be paying for hardware. And at one point, this was perfectly normal for a high range device, and now it's starting to feel like unnecessary for whatever reason. Like, is there a device that goes toe to toe with this one that you can kind of think of off the top of your head that costs in the $400-$500
That's the
range?
thing. No, there is not a device that can go toe to toe with this right now. That's in the unlocked range, and I understand that. I understand this is like a totally different.
But is it
class,
necessary?
but I don't think
Yeah.
it's necessary
Right.
because. Yes, this has wireless charging, which, by the way, this only has Quick Charge 2.0, and that's because Samsung kept Quick Charge on its Exynos overseas. So it wanted to be fair. I don't know if that's why, but I'm making that up. But
Well, the A20 supports it. Obviously, supports 3.0, but they're It's I think it has to do more with the fact that it's still using micro USB as opposed to Type C as the shape.
that's the other. That's a good. I actually didn't think about that. Thank you for bringing that up. That's the other thing. It's like,
And another thing.
there's just a lot of things. Also, and I really regret, like, I'm gonna have to do a couple of PSs to my review this week. This thing is scratched up, and I'm sure we were looking at it. It's gonna be very hard to try and show this on camera because the chassis is really dark.
I might have
But
a good
so
view
I'm
of
gonna
it
let
here.
actually Jason try a little bit. But this thing is scratched up, and I have been carrying this thing in a case. In a little pouch since I got it in for review, and there's no reason for it to be as scratched up as it is. And it's
So
just
I'm gonna
like
try and glance.
Yeah,
the
right there.
light
Yeah,
so
you
can see it.
can see it.
yeah,
right
it's
there.
scratched
wow.
up there around the
look at
home
that.
button. It's like super scratched up.
Wow.
Yeah,
See that scratches.
yeah, and they're deep. Like if
Yeah, no,
Jason,
they
you
are.
run your
They're
finger over
carved.
them, you can
No,
feel
I mean,
the
you feel the bump. Yeah.
yeah.
Feel the bump.
I've not had any issues with scratching. I've not had any real issues, but like I said, I tend to agree with what you're saying. Like, I don't want to say that it doesn't seem necessary because there's always situations, and I don't want to knock progress, even though not progress for the sake of progress is not always good, but things like pixel density, like we're not there yet where VR is something that we're doing on the daily. Once we are, I think we're going to be amped to have displays this high in pixel density because our displays are going to be this far away from our faces
All the time.
all the time. So I think that's going to be a really big deal. This is 577 PPI on this thing.
Yeah.
It's a very small screen and incredibly high resolution. So I think that's worth noting. But I think that in terms of hardware, straight up, I think the coolest thing that they did is the biggest feat of engineering anyway is the way that they got waterproofing onto this
right?
IP68
Super
in the
cool.
same form factor build quality as the S6 because
Yes.
I have it over there. I was just with a colleague and he gave me all three devices, S5, S6, S7, so that I could kind of compare. And I was like, oh my goodness, the S5, the gasketing is all within the chassis here. There's like three separate layers of protection from liquid here, and I think the fact that they're able
But
to
not from scratches.
not from scratches though, no, not from scratches.
Well, yeah,
But the fact
they
that-
waterproofed the device. They didn't scratch proof it.
Yeah.
They never said anything about scratch proofing.
No.
true.
No. But the fact that they were able to cram that much into here, I think is really impressive. Same goes for the battery. It's a larger battery physically, but they also increase the density of the actual lithium-ion battery as well, which is why the battery life has been pretty darn good on both the S7 and the S7 Edge. But I think that overall, I think you're in general correct, Flo. I'm more than happy to just buy an X-Bit Robin. I think the whole democratization of the smartphone has gotten us to the point where I think you're right, Jason. We expect devices in the $400 price range. Anything more than that, we're like, oh, well, why? Why do I need that?
And
now?
there's also the idea that there was, some Twitter combos this morning about, oh, well, why doesn't Samsung just sell the phone unlocked? But I'm like, what a privilege to be able to buy a $650 phone outright. that is a lot of money to spend on a phone. And I mean, okay, so that's kind of a separate conversation from talking about the hardware. That is definitely a separate conversation. It's something that came up when I was reviewing the phone, because I was just thinking to myself, last year when I reviewed the Galaxy S6, I was super impressed. Good job, Samsung. You guys really turned around the design and just sort of turned around the precedent. Yeah. But then all these other phones came out, and they were actually pretty good. Life was just as doable with like the Moto X Pure Edition, and I've been using the Nexus 6P, and like I'm not completely happy with the photo performance, but dang, it's a really great phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and especially compared to this guy, like.
Oh, well, I mean, the S6 and S7 are both like really difficult to hold a candle to in terms of optics for the camera. But the 6P camera, I think, is stupendo.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for a Nexus device. It's the best there ever was a Nexus device, in my opinion.
Damn, girl, damn.
Anyway, so my bottom line for this was, if you've got a carrier upgrade and you want this phone, go for it, but don't feel like this is the thing you absolutely have to have in your hand, especially if you already have a Galaxy S6. Because I'm going to still be using my S6 Edge. Like, that's still my camera phone.
Yeah, I mean, there are qualities of this that improve in ways that people might be inclined to be like, yes, I've got the S6, but it's just so, I mean, at least from what we've heard, it's just so much better here. That would be the SD card slot, actually having that.
Yes.
Some people really care about that. The better battery. Some people really care about that. The better camera performance. Are any of those so much better than what you got in the S6 that you would say that's if that's really important to you, then full support?
No, because the camera is so good on GS6, and you can just like fix it. You know, I always fix a picture before I put it on Instagram, and I just kind of assume that everybody else does. And anyway, they have all those like editing tools there for a reason. And one thing about the SD card slot.
Yeah.
You know, I have the SD card slot on the Tab S2, which is the little device that I'm using today, and it's like I'm already running out of space. I've moved apps. It just doesn't like. The SD card thing just doesn't.
It's not the same.
It doesn't compare to just having 64 gigs of space.
Right.
Is it a red herring? Is it a red herring? Would you say? Like it's just kind of like placating people who want something.
That's totally placating. I don't really think. I think the water resistance is very smart because if you're going to spend this much money on a phone, like please. But I think
that last issue that you brought up though, that I don't understand what people are doing on their devices that they need so much storage. Like, I understand if you've got, long commute.
My Vegas slots.
What is that even?
That's one.
We'll talk about that in another show. But anyway, it takes up a lot of room.
Okay. So I don't understand. Like, I get tweets from people all the time, like especially after the Robin review went up about, why you need an SD card slot on your Android device. Bro, I don't believe you. What, like, I understand your commute might be, maybe you have a 2-hour commute. Are you telling me you need 64 gigs of TV and movies and music to watch on your commute every day? Or I mean, like, just do it once or twice, once a week, something like that. Like 32 gigs, 64 gigs. I can't imagine why you would need more than 64. But then again, I'm probably going to sound like an idiot in like 2 years. Someone's going to get a sound clip of me saying, I don't know why you need more than 64 gigs.
Well, the problem is the apps are getting so big.
Yeah, that is a big problem.
They're getting so big. But the problem is a lot of those apps don't want you to move it to the SD card. They all want to like run locally.
It's also not only the apps, but if you go into the settings and look at the storage, it's the data. Quite often I'll go like I'm constantly running out of space in my Nexus 5, and I'll go and I'll look and be like, oh, well, Google Music, the app is 76 meg, but there's 600 meg of MP3s in there. So,
and plus I have like 4, 5, 6 gigs from Spotify that I sync.
Yeah, no, but even like like the Facebook app, it's like 400 meg.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just bottom line. If you want the Galaxy S7 and you have a phone that's giving you hertz and you just want this phone, seriously, go get it. You'll love it. Honestly, I think you could probably go 3 years with this thing.
Probably, honestly, shelf lives are going.
I mean, I
really
still see people with GS3s on BART. Like, people are not upgrading.
Yep.
I feel like there are a lot of people who are not upgrading as fast as those of us more tech centric.
It's a big purchase for people.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
that's
is.
the thing. That's why I said 2 years ago that Samsung was releasing phones.
And guess
faster
what?
than
I
the
was
consumer
not
wanted them.
upgrading this quickly when I didn't have a job as a journalist covering phones. Because when I was covering Apple, like I went almost 4 years with my HTC Incredible because did not have the money. I did not have the money to upgrade to spend $200.
Right. No, that's I still firmly believe that Samsung is releasing product faster than the consumers want it.
I honestly, they could have taken a year off.
Yep.
I would have been like, it's okay, guys. Take a year off. It's fine. We're cool. You know, we got other stuff to write about over here in journalist land.
That's super funny because I think the main takeaway for me, and I haven't even shot the review yet for this yet, but I said yet twice there. But the S7 is a lot to me like the S line.
Yeah, that's what
iOS
exactly what I
devices.
said in my lead. It was like, now I know how my Macworld colleagues feel like when they're reviewing an iPhone S variant.
Exactly.
Like, it's
Just to
already
me,
a
it's
great
very much
phone.
the-
What else do you want me to say? I'm not going to sit here and just be like, it's really great, because that's not my job. It's like not my job to sit here and just blow smoke.
It really just is. It's the S6 S.
It really is. It absolutely is. But
that's really all.
it's still really nice, especially the Edge. I think the Edge is the one that was the most significant update.
I agree. Yeah.
Which
And I think they knocked it out of the park in terms of build quality. I think it feels fantastic
absolutely.
in the hand.
Oh God, yeah. Eat your heart out, iPhone. Eat your
Was
heart
there
out.
there wasn't any controversy with the carriers though, was there?
There was controversy with I just got on my rant that we forgot to jump to Android Central had a great article today about all the offenses that AT&T did to the Galaxy S7, which is just loaded up with crapware and advertisements. Ads on your phone?
Bloatware.
What is this?
Bloatware and ads.
Bloatware and ads. And by the way, everyone, I have 2 Verizon variants right here, and they are filled to the brim with apps that I am never going to use. So Big Red, as a subscribing customer, I have to say, in 1 second, this is not okay.
Not cool. Not cool.
I'm not going to use any of these apps.
You're not going to use the NFL app?
Heck no.
Yeah.
Sorry to anybody who likes football.
You just reminded me to disable that app. Thank you, Ron.
Oh, you can't disable it. You can only turn it off. In
Mine's
TouchWiz this
disabled.
time around.
Oh, look. His is disabled.
Yours is disable? Oh, wait. So, see, when I...
You have to go
There
through
are-
s- Maybe
There
do-
are some of
know
them
how to
that you
show this.
can't disable.
yeah,
there's
so, like,
the,
when you drag on the home screen, for me, it says turn off. But I guess in the app
in the settings.
in the app
in the
settings, it
settings,
still
so
says disable. But they
Yeah.
say turn...
Simplifying it for the user, and then
I will say TouchWiz
Probably what it's
has simplified a couple things. They actually brought up, like for instance, in the notification shade, there is a notification settings that you can tap that'll take you to show all the granular app settings, which I feel like without this, there's no way my mother would know that this existed in Marshmallow.
and is she really going to go in and set granular app settings?
Well, if an app is my mom downloads all these crap apps that are like free wallpapers, and so if they're
Well,
bothering
listen,
her, she can
wallpapers get
just-
expensive. You get an offer for free wallpapers.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Take
sign
that
up for
offer.
it.
Yeah, no, it's true.
All right, well, let's give the woman credit. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's move on. We talked earlier in the show about how Google I/O 2016 registration has opened up. You might remember from last year, sometimes we like to look back at things that they talked about at Google I/O and be like, well, what happened with that? One of those was Project Soli, which was shown off at Google I/O last year. It was a way to have contactless control of devices using special radar technology. Well, Alex Bravo of Google's ATAP division, which sounds like a Star Wars vehicle.
ATAP.
Vehicle. It's like one of the Imperial walkers.
It is.
The ATAP. So Alex Bravo of Google's ATAP division posted a short video that could be implemented into showing how Soli could be implemented into an Android device. In the video, he shows performing finger motions above a Soli radar, a radar device, which is plugged into a phone. While doing that, words are then typed on the screen of the phone. And do we have the video to show?
Interesting.
I have been using this.
Skip about halfway through, and you'll see kind of him getting it all set
Jealous.
up.
His last name is Bravo.
Yeah, it's pretty
Right?
short videos. Yeah, so start right here.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's crazy. That's just crazy.
That is amazing.
I don't even know what I'm watching right now.
That is
Tell me this is
crazy.
not the future.
That is some like secret language that we don't even know about. That is
man.
that is amazing.
You guys, that could be so great for like accessibility.
Yes,
Absolutely
totally.
could.
Yep.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
could.
And that's one thing I wish like this is like a story I've been wanting. I'm going to give this away and some journalists are going to take it. But this is a story I've been wanting to do for years, which is like how accessibility friendly Android is.
Right.
And then people do things like this. And it's like, oh my God, not only is that cool, but that could really help a lot of people.
My question actually is how accessibility friendly is Android? Because we see all the
That's
settings.
why I want to do the article. I haven't had time to really
Exactly.
delve into it.
Well, no, I mean, I actually question that it's very, very accessibility friendly. I know that there are a lot of accessibility features.
Yes.
But how helpful are they to someone who's truly in that position?
That
I
is
know
a
that
good
iOS
question.
is probably,
Yeah.
from what I understand and from what I gather, much better in that regard. Makes me, but I don't know. Like, I'm not in a position to judge. I'm
Right.
obviously not,
Right.
in a situation where I require that. I've been in touch with. There was actually a gentleman who was here a couple of weeks ago, and he, God, was he blind? So he couldn't see his device. No, sorry, he was deaf. Okay, I'm really slaughtering this. It was a couple of weeks ago.
You
though.
all right, Jason? What's going on?
He's tapping into his
Seriously,
memory
like,
bank
that
right
was
now.
like I've never
He's
seen you
just
like
closing
that.
his
That was
eyes.
Right?
yeah.
Man, I'm trying to remember. I had to talk to him by typing on the keyboard words, so he couldn't talk to me because he couldn't hear. But basically, he was saying that the accessibility features are there, but in reality, it doesn't make the phone any, much
More accessible.
more usable.
Okay.
And I say do that article because I really want to know how Android can be improved.
I do too.
For those
I do
scenarios.
too. I just I've been sitting on this article idea for too long.
Do it.
Please don't.
Do it. Yeah, I kind of
Does
broke.
the world
I
need
broke
another
there for a second,
Samsung
sorry.
fan piece?
Oh my God! It is an objective review, Ron.
Oh, Flo, I love you. Okay,
All right.
moving on.
I don't know. I don't even know if we really need to talk much about this next one, but basically, by the
Oh, he's
way,
got a prop.
Oh, you know what? I bricked a Nexus 9 with a OTA.
this.
So did
did
Jason.
you?
I did.
You did? When?
Oh, like months ago.
Were you ever able to get it fixed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it took me all freaking weekend. I was like crying and sobbing. It was awful.
I did the
That's how I-
update from 6.0, the over-the-air update. I mean, this is it's a virgin tablet.
Okay.
It has not been messed with, so much so that I did not go into developer settings and activate the OEM unlock feature, which is what you need to do in order to do things like tinker with your tablet after the fact. So I'm basically locked out of it. Did the over-the-air update on it.
Brick.
And, it's eternal boot now until the battery dies.
Oh no.
So there's nothing.
Lord.
There's nothing you can do.
I've spent
Give
so
yourself 48
much
hours.
time with it.
You can't even get
You're
into
gonna have
fast
to.
food?
No, I can get into
Go ahead,
fast boot.
sorry.
I can get into recovery. I can get the image, the next image that's supposed to be flashed to it. But when I do that, it basically gives me an error afterwards after trying really hard to install it. And yeah. So basically, I have to get in touch with HTC. They called me. I have to get in touch with them. But I might have to pay to get it replaced,
Oh my gosh.
which just kind of breaks my brain because
Gasp
it was an
there.
over-the-air update.
Right.
But the reason I'm even bringing it up is not because of my own situation, but because I know other people have experienced this. I didn't know that you had experienced it, and I know that there are a lot of other people who are seeing their Nexus 9s be bricked
I haven't
because
I
of
don't
an
think you
over-the-air
should have to
update.
pay.
No,
just
I
feel
don't
like you
think so
shouldn't have to
either.
pay.
I have
And
a
I
Nexus
hope that
9.
that
I
won't
can't-
happen.
I can't remember if I did the update or not, but mine's not bricked.
I have two Nexus 9s.
Yeah.
The other one did the update. It's fine.
Oh, weird. Okay.
JJ, I cleared the cache. I did everything. I've done everything
Did you try?
that I can
Did you try
possibly do.
turning it off and then back on again?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the battery
Jason,
died.
did you try powering it down fully and then powering it all the way back on?
Yes.
I had to like force install. I had to like force install whatever version of Android it was that I was installing. It was so bad.
That's It's unfortunate. So, anyways,
All right,
there we
then.
go.
Cool.
It exists, and that happens.
It happens. That
that's a
happens.
bummer.
I'll tell you what also happens. Gazelle supports the show, and
right.
we want to thank them for that.
That happens.
This episode of All About Android is brought to you by the lovely people at Gazelle. They are the trusted online marketplace for buying and selling used electronics. You can trade in your old devices for cash, or you can buy a certified pre-owned one, or do both. For trade-ins, all you got to do is visit Gazelle.com. You can locate your device on their website and get an instant quote. Shipping is free and payment is fast. If you're looking to buy a certified pre-owned device, Gazelle has a variety of Samsung Galaxy phones at great prices to choose from. Each device is fully inspected and backed by a 30-day return policy and sold without a carrier contract. Doesn't get better than that. No carrier contract. That's awesome. Go to Gazelle.com where you can see what your old device is worth and check out the selections of certified pre-owned devices today. Gazelle is now providing financing on all devices by Affirm. Simply provide your basic information, get instantly approved and pay offer in 3, 6, or 12 months. Easy monthly payments can be made through bank transfer, check, or debit card. And just select financing with Affirm at checkout. Gazelle also offers a 12-month warranty for cell phones powered by Assurant solutions that cover water damage, cracked screens, hardware defects, and more. You want to protect against those cracked screens. Jason, if you only had that protection.
Oh, man. Don't even talk to me about cracked screens.
Exactly. And if you need help, it's available 24/7. Gazelle is there to help process claims and return your device ASAP. So don't miss out on getting the best value on certified pre-owned devices. Visit Gazelle.com today. All their devices are available in good and excellent conditions. Good condition shows some gentle signs of wear and tear, but offers consumers great prices on still great devices. All devices have been put through a rigorous 30-point inspection process, just like pre-owned BMWs, ensuring that they are, in fact, perfect working order. Devices available for support by major carriers, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. So give new life to used electronics. Trade in for cash or buy a certified pre-owned. Visit Gazelle.com today, and we thank them for their support.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Gazelle.
Thank you, Gazelle. All right. Hey, let's talk about some apps. Let's do it.
Do it.
Do it. Doing it.
Do it.
All right. So
It's got a nice beat. I never realized. 256 episodes. I never realized it's got a nice beat.
haven't had
it.
the
We got a
full
nice beat.
256.
Got a nice beat. We should do a instrumental episode once where it's just music.
That'd be a short
But
episode.
we just have to sing everything to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
I didn't say musical. I said instrumental.
I would sing to you, Ron.
No Sondheim. No Sondheim.
This was your idea, Ron.
This is
you
totally
brought this upon yourself.
The play where the person is singing and the angry person is like, I'm not doing that. You know,
And then at some point,
and then
the angry
And then
person
he
starts
just
singing.
They
starts-
sing, yes.
Oh, I could. You're like Pavarotti, aren't you?
Pavarotti?
Yeah, I could see
You
you
mean
busting out.
Pavarotti?
Whatever. My dad
Pavarotti,
pronounces
okay.
it Pavarotti. Okay, that's how the Romanians pronounce it.
Wait a
Anyway.
minute, Papa Roach? No. Oh,
Okay,
Oh.
all right. Anyways,
All right.
Google is testing a new payment system called Handsfree that allows for
New to them.
hands-free payments. You walk into a place that supports hands-free, and with the phone just hanging out in your pocket, all you got to do is tell the cashier you want to, quote, pay with Google. The cashier checks your photo that appears there to make sure that it's you, gets your initials, and the payment is initiated.
So this is basically what Square did.
Kind of.
Does
5
that woman
years
have
ago?
a purse
6
and a
years ago?
purse? I'm sorry. That woman has a purse and a purse. Somebody needs to talk to her.
Okay, well, let's talk
There's
about
a
Square.
person in a purse. And I was like, oh my goodness. This is getting very dark.
That's the person.
So I remember walking into Tartine in Hayes Valley and buying a sandwich and saying I'd like to pay at Square, and they say Ron. I
Yep.
said yes, and then I never took anything out of my wallet.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
5 years
Bottle.
ago. 5 years
Right.
ago.
Yep. Blue Bottle in San Francisco also had it. Square Cash or Square Wallet was what it was called. Did it first, and damn, they did it so well. It worked so beautifully.
And didn't like
but
the Samsung Gear have like that thing where you walked in and via Bluetooth it would just tell like you could just order what you wanted?
I didn't know
Oh no,
about
that was
that.
PayPal actually. PayPal did that.
Oh, PayPal. That's
yeah,
right.
so
That's
like
right.
the
This
micros
is PayPal.
things.
Yeah, they also compete with Square. They also have easy stuff, but Square was the first one to do it, and no one was sadder than I was when it got killed. The wallet product was just too much of a distraction internally, and it was splitting the attention into two separate apps, and people were just not getting it. But it worked so well. So if this is what it takes to take off, then I'm down.
I'm just wondering about the security precautions. So by the way, they're only testing this at like McDonald's, Papa Murphy's.
No, Papa John's.
Papa Roach?
Papa John's.
Papa
And and
Always Papa.
And it's like, and it's literally
And,
like on 3 blocks in the South Bay,
yeah,
right?
and
so
then
it's
they
very
said like
limited.
some local stores. I don't know.
Which is also begs the question too: is that okay? Let's pick up this and let's go on the road and let's do all about Android in I don't know Peoria, Illinois, and we show them that website and it says available in the South Bay. Does the rest of the country know what the South Bay means?
No.
No, it isn't like the South Bay different in like Florida.
There are different bays.
Florida
yeah.
has South
That's
Bays.
I find it very funny because you often see people refer to the Bay Area,
Yeah.
and you just assume it's the San Francisco Bay Area. I don't know. This has nothing to do with Google.
I mean,
Pay,
they should
but
refer to us as the Yay area. That's another story for another time.
2008 called.
I thought it was called.
They want their
I don't
name
know.
back. All right.
It's not Frisco.
Oh God, don't call it's not. Oh, let's not get into that. Let's not get
That'll
into
break
that.
us.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, people were very into the Square version.
It was
of this
great. I
stuff,
loved it. I
so
used it all the time. It
Hopefully,
was
this will
awesome.
this will roll out
Same.
again.
Yeah.
Now we can move on to some new features in Google Now on Tap. Now on Tap now has optical character recognition, but apparently the implementation isn't all there. Have you guys tried using that at all?
I haven't, and it sounds like it's kind of it's not everybody has it quite yet, so it's kind of hitting people at their phones at different times. But
Yeah.
basically, what it allows you to do is kind of take the camera on your phone, and when you're pointing it at things, then you can get the Google Now on Tap.
So like AR.
Sort of.
Yeah,
It's like
more-
if you've got like a QR code or like exactly what you're showing on screen right now, a label.
It's like
it'll-
visual search.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Google Goggles is a good.
And see,
good
I
example.
Goggles,
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
see,
that's right.
yeah, Google Goggles, and I thought that OnTap was doing this already. So this is why I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, it is on your screen. It's the same tech.
Yeah.
It's just now it's taking the feed of your video in, so that it's taking in the live preview of your camera on the device and looking at that as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it reminds me of Amazon's Firefly functionality. If you
Yes.
remember, like with Amazon Fire Phone, like that was one of their Fire Phone. Remember that? That was one of their big features with that is, you pull it out, you use your camera to like take a picture of a product,
Right.
or whatever, and then that would link you up to how to buy it through
Right.
Amazon and get expanded information about it.
Natural evolution of Google Goggles. I mean, that feature already existed. But
I forgot about Google
Is anybody
Goggles.
actually
Google
using
Goggles
on?
is like, isn't Google Goggles, isn't the icon in the apps bumper?
I don't know if it still
Is
is.
it?
Can we run the apps bumper again?
it
Josh?
might-
Yes,
actually
it is.
be.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think it might
3D goggles, right?
Yeah, it's blue and red. Let's see if it's still there.
let's-
This is updated though, so it might have been
It
removed.
might have been removed.
I don't see it.
You can play it a little faster. It was.
It was removed.
in the
It was.
beginning.
I remember.
It
I
was in
used
the
to be.
remember.
beginning. Yeah.
Google Goggles was so cool when it came out, and I'm still a little bit bummed that there isn't really a good like de facto way to read a QR code because they still are so prevalent.
Why? Why
I-
though? Can't we just drop it already?
Dude, I get it, man.
Except
I'm
for the
with
show.
you.
No.
Well,
QR
except,
code.
but like, I don't.
Oh, except for the show. That's right. I
except for the
forgot.
purposes of the
Sorry,
show.
I forgot we used those. Obviously, I never look at the lower thirds. Whoops.
It's okay. I agree.
Sorry.
Like,
But
I-
now we have an easier way to be able to at least
There we go.
hopefully, if Now on Tap actually does what it's supposed to do, because I still miss goggles for that particular purpose.
Yeah.
I just remember Google Goggles represented the like Android came out and then Google Goggles came out. It's like, oh, so they're gonna do other stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was like this. It was like
the
a
future.
potential thing.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
those
so.
were the good days, Ron.
The good
those
days.
were the good days
old
of Android.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so moving on, we got an email. All About Android listener, viewer Joseph writes in and says, the NVIDIA Shield is my favorite device of 2015. I use it for all my TV watching and some gaming. Why do you guys seem to not really mention Android TV? The NVIDIA Shield just got Marshmallow, making it a lot more useful because of the micro SD adaptive storage. It also just got Metal Gear Rising, which is a great game and looks like a console-level game on the Shield. I like Joseph writes in very declarative sentences. It's all very, this is my favorite device. Why don't you talk about it? It's got this. No, you're right. I think every time the NVIDIA Shield has come up, we've always said that it is a great device. I don't have one. Like I would love to play with one. I have a TV solution now. Like Chromecast and Plex all kind of do what I need to do. So I don't need Android TV. Longtime viewers and listeners of the show remember that I've always been the Android TV guy. Like I was bullish on Google TV. I bought it for my whole family. I still have it. I love that Google TV device. I haven't moved to Android TV because I moved to Chromecast, which is like left hand, right hand Google, putting out competing products. But I would love to play with an NVIDIA Shield if you know anyone at NVIDIA who wants to send me one.
I just think it's. I'm wondering if we're going to see more Android TV at Google I/O, because I feel like
we say that every year.
I know, right? Like I feel like
this is the year they're going to get the living room right, and then nothing. Nothing.
Maybe the living room is just the Chromecast. Why does it have to be more than that?
Because there's so much potential.
There's a great reason why it should be more than that. It's just that nobody's figured it out. Like Apple hasn't figured it out. Google hasn't figured it out. Yep. A ton of platforms. I think the closest that we've come so far, believe it or not, is LG, because they picked up WebOS. And they picked up the remains of what was that platform and turned it into basically the best smart TV platform that you can get.
But I don't know anybody with an
today.
LG TV. I know people with Samsung TVs. That's like the prevalent.
Says the president of the regional chapter of the Samsung fan club.
I wasn't going to say anything this time, Flo, but this time Ron, I think, has a point. I don't understand. I don't have a Samsung TV.
My parents bought a curved Samsung TV. Anyway.
When the show's over, Mark, when the cameras are off, Flo will show you her Samsung tattoo she got last summer. So
wow, really? Just like right here on the nape of your neck?
Don't hurt
bro.
Don't hurt each other. I'm in the center. I'm keeping peace.
I like the idea of Flo getting a Samsung tattoo. That's very funny. I'm sorry. All right.
It's entirely true. Like if we could there's a great reason to have an OS on their TV, not just for us as consumers, but from Google's perspective too. Like he said, what was the gentleman who wrote in with a fantastic declarative. Thank you.
Declarative
sentences. I want to play games on Android on my TV, and I think that
that's what the Ouya was for.
And that's what's so funny because
which, by the way, I still use mine.
Hang on, but Mark, that's a great point, because therein lies the problem, because I do not want to play games on my I have no interest in that, and I don't want something that is solved. Well, no, but I'm saying the thing is that there are so many different use cases for what goes on in the living room from a device standpoint.
That's very true.
To do one catch-all thing is impossible.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Flo. And as whatever company, whether it's NVIDIA or Google or whomever, is trying to accommodate for all those various use cases, you are moving away from the core purpose of the device and therefore weakening it. I've been meaning to take a picture of the box and post it to Instagram, but I got an Amazon Fire Stick because they don't support Chromecast, and I don't watch I want to watch the Amazon shows.
Right.
So I picked one up. I was going to post a picture of it and say, great, another way to watch Netflix. But
nope.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem with that is that I plugged in the Fire Stick, and it's just a mess of stuff. There's apps, there's shows, there's movies, there's games, and it's like, no, just get me get me to the TV show. Get me to the Nazi show. I want to watch the Nazi show.
The juice, what you came here to watch, man. And I think that Amazons are one of the worst example or better examples of a bad experience, because both the stick and just the OS in general I don't find it easy to use. I don't find it pleasant. I don't find it fast. I don't find it. It's not a good experience.
See, the thing is, the Amazon Fire. See, we're totally getting off. I'm sorry, but the Amazon Fire Stick is interesting because it does have the same technology that the Echo has. Mm-hmm. That for all intents and purposes, it is an Echo just through the TV, except you got to hold the remote and press the microphone button and talk to it and ask it questions and call it Alexa and all that sort of stuff.
That you have to call it Alexa.
Yeah, I don't know. I hardly ever use it. But you're right. Beyond that, it's a mess. It's just a total mess, and everybody is trying to make these things to accommodate every sort of customer, and therefore it's becoming a mess. No one has solved the living room, and I want someone to solve it, and I want it to be Google, and I want it to be a cornerstone of I/O, and it will never happen ever since they blew the Q launch.
And let's not forget there are Android TVs.
Yeah.
Sony, Panasonic. But we haven't really but that's the thing. That's it. That's the extent. Is they exist.
They
that's
exist.
It.
Yeah.
But now we've got Chromecast being built into TVs. And
here's the
kind
thing.
of
I
wonder
love
if that's just going to be that type of Google standard.
Right, but I love
succeeds.
Chromecast, but I still think it's the same app drawer argument. Wow, I really got my accent on that one.
why? 'Cause you're getting
I said
heated.
argument. I said argument.
Because you're getting heated.
No, I love Chromecast. I was an early adopter of it. I use it. It's how I watch everything now. I do not think I could explain to my mother how to use it.
See, I'm a Roku person.
Okay, non sequitur.
No.
I like
Just trying to add to the conversation when we're talking about set-top boxes. So.
I like Roku. No, but I mean the whole idea of Chromecast is that that you have your device and you use the app and then say send it to the TV. We get it. That's hard for my mother to understand.
See, my parents totally get that, but
yeah,
it took a little bit of education.
Yeah. I don't know. I love Chromecast, but I feel like a Chromecast Android TV hybrid is the way that needs to go. But once again, left hand, right hand.
I mean, well, that hybrid exists because Android TV does support Chromecast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just for whatever reason, it's not taking off.
We should write Google Santa a letter before I/O, and you should just be like, "Dear Google Santa, please bring me more TV things."
If you haven't already factored it in for tomorrow's keynote, could you please put something in there about
you
Android
should do it the
TV?
week before. That way it has some time to get to
a
Google
whole week.
Santa.
That's good enough for Google.
Dear Google Santa, I like. Does Google Santa have like the 3-color jack is like a Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
By the way, before we get into the arena, I just got a text message from my wife.
Oh.
You want to know what it says?
What's for dinner?
Oh, no. Oh,
says,
it's bad.
I need a new phone. I can't take it anymore.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
I am right there with you, dude. I am right there with you.
Does she know you're doing the show now? Like, is this a...
She must be really upset if she's like...
No, it's actually she waited until after the show because it's 7:05.
Oh.
So we're running late, apparently, ladies and gentlemen.
Apparently we are a little late. Let's get into the arena.
So many enter, but only one lives. Android Arena.
All right, let's take a look at last week's arena results. Oh, okay. All right. Craft Check wins. Boom. 34% of the vote. Second place, Hound with 28%. Third place, Flipperlink or Flipperlink. I thought it was Flipperlink, but he was saying Flipperlink. 23%. Fourth place, Hub Keyboard at 15%.
Fair enough. So thanks to Wade County in the chat room, the arena results through week 9. Flo has 1 win. Jason and guests are tied with 2 wins, and I've got more than that. I have 4 wins.
You're doing good so far.
I'm in the lead.
So far, so good. So what?
That's a good song.
Yeah, it is. All right, Ron, you are up first.
All right, I'm up. Recently, I was having a conversation with a friend about getting healthy. About how do we lose weight? How do we get to be better people so we live longer? One of those things that whenever you talk to a nutritionist or a doctor or any of those sort of things, they always say keep track of what you eat. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder if there's any good apps to do that. And I discovered Calorie Counter and Diet Tracker by the fine folks at Yazio. And I will admit there's some branding confusion because when you install the app, the description under the icon is Yazio. So I don't know if the app is called Yazio or Calorie Counter, but go with it. Anyway, so basically what it is that it is a very nicely designed calorie counter and diet tracker, as the title says. It's a easy to use interface to allow you to keep track of what you eat at every meal. You can go into the app. You can say, okay, for breakfast I had toast and I had eggs, etc. You can estimate the amount, and then they've got all the caloric and other data that goes along with that to tell you how many calories each meal was. They've got a great function that allows you to scan a barcode of something. So if you have a specific product, I had a Nestle Crunch Bar, you scan the barcode, it identifies the Nestle Crunch Bar, and then gives the caloric information from there. So it's really it shows, like, I remember we looked at these kind of apps, like when Android first came out, and they were all very rough around the edges, and there was a lot of manual entry and stuff like that. It's gotten that much easier. And here I can, do we have an overhead shot? I can show you the actual app because I installed it. There you go. All right. Listen to me rewarding myself because I installed the app I'm reviewing. All right.
Ugh.
So, so there's the branding confusion. That's really my only complaint. Is it Yazio or is it? Okay. So here we go. So we've got today's meal. Let me change my brightness there so you can. It's very white. So there you go. Okay. So we're on today. For breakfast, I said I had some toast, right? And they gave me 85 calories for that. If I want to add something else, I just hit add foods. And here you can search. You can save favorites. I haven't saved any. You can save complete meals. And then other things, other foods that you've created, whether they're not in their database. And then there's also the scan a barcode. So if you have a specific product, you can scan the barcode and load it in. So very easy to enter in stuff. Do a search. Let's say we're going to have eggs for breakfast. Oh, there you go. All right. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. I just look at I typed eggs and I get egg boiled, egg white raw, egg noodles cooked, egg mix, egg yolk raw, egg McMuffin, egg custard, chicken egg roll. Lots of
one of each.
Egg pie.
Yeah, exactly. So I am going to have a biscuit with egg for breakfast as well. That's got 274 calories. So I'm going to add that. Why won't you go in there? Boop. Boop. Why is that working? Anyway.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was doing it before. Anyway. I think because I already entered it in, that's why. Anyway, regardless. That's how you do it. So you get each meal, and then you've also got snacks and beverages, so you can basically track everything that goes in your mouth, as well as it is a fitness tracker as well, so you can add sports and exercises, as well as your body measurements to keep track of stuff. So in addition to giving you all that data, once you start building in more data, it's able to, down here on the bottom menu, you can choose between diary, which is where we were, and you can go back in time to see what you ate yesterday, and go forward time to see what was, and then also, if you see along here in the diary, you can set a calorie goal. Like I want to eat 1,500 calories. So up to this point, I'm like 2/3 of the way there. So that's a nice little visual representation. Yep. But once you get more data in, you can go to the analysis section and you can get an analysis of your nutrition, and it'll tell you how many calories over these different time spans you're getting, break it down into carbs, proteins, fats, etc. You can get, the history of your fitness and tell you how many calories you've burned and all that sort of stuff. So it's a really nice kind of all in one place. Like I use a fitness tracker. I use Runkeeper or whatever for my running and Google Fit as well. But that doesn't have any of the food stuff in it, and honestly, exercise and food, those are the two main areas where you actually can lose weight. And you can meet Russian girls as well.
Apparently.
It's ad supported. That's what you're going to do.
You're losing weight. We think you might like to meet some Russian girls. You're looking good.
Svetlana here is very nice. No, but it's a free app that you can download in the Google Play Store, but you can also hit upgrade, and you can become a pro member, which is a month-based, 12-month, 3-month, or 1-month subscription service. And it gets rid of the ads as well as gives you a data export. So you can export all of your data out to a CSV, and you can do whatever you want with it from there, which is pretty cool, I thought. So, yeah, you get full data history. You can it adds more tools like progress trackers and more details on the analysis and all that fun stuff, and that key data export, which is cool. And most importantly, no more ads, so no more Russian dates. So there you go.
Perfect.
So Calorie Counter and Diet Tracker by Yazio, free in the Google Play Store, in-app purchases to upgrade. And go get healthy.
Get yourself some health.
Become pro member.
I'm running a half marathon in April, and I am dying. So I'm trying to figure out how to be healthy.
Do you need supporters?
Sorry?
Do you need supporters? I can be there like...
No, I need...
Go ride with...
No, I need to weigh 30 pounds less. That's kind of what so...
That we cannot help you with.
Yeah. So...
Liquid diet.
I know. Anyway...
That.
I did run 9 miles last weekend, though. So there you go. Yeah.
Very proud of you.
9 more miles than
I
ran in decades.
Not at the same time.
Oh.
That's the key. So anyway.
I did last week, split over 10 days. Okay, so that's Calorie Counter and Diet Tracker. And Florence, you're up next.
I am up next. My app is very
it was on my list.
simple. You know what? Your app was on my list too.
God,
but,
which one you're showing.
It's like the gift of the Magi.
But I didn't have the guts to bring it on the show, and now I
I have the guts.
Yeah. much more guts, many more guts than me. Think of the appropriate. Maestro, do we have an overhead shot? Margarita.
Nope, that was of your Samsung device, of course.
That was, yes.
Let's try this
Excellent.
again, shall we, Maestro?
There we go. That works.
All right.
I'll go like this.
So here's the game launcher, by the way, on the Galaxy S7, in case anyone's curious. And my pick today is a game called Stack.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
fun.
extremely easy, and it's super fun. And actually, I was making videos while reviewing the GS7 with this thing. So it's ridiculously simple, but it's also super hard. So just as an aside, I paid, I forgot how much the in-app purchase was, and I'm really sorry about that. But there's an in-app purchase so you could take away the ads. So
yeah, it might be 99. I'll look it up.
it's like $1 or something. But anyway, so this is the game.
$1.86 is what I was charged.
Can you hear the
round number.
music?
It's a nice round number there.
I don't know if you can hear the music.
Maybe not.
You can hear the
Come on,
music?
Flo. Come on.
It's on the line input on the board. I don't know
There
if
you
have
go. There
access
we
to
go.
it.
All right,
No.
let's try this. Hold on. Okay, let's try this
okay.
one more time.
There we go.
So the object of this game is to stack blocks. You try to stack them like perfectly, and it sings a melody. Now I have not been able to stack it for the entire melody to find out what happens.
Okay.
That's the drama of this whole thing.
That's the cliffhanger.
Yeah, so every time you hit the screen, the blocks stop moving, and then obviously, as you can see, whatever while she's playing. Sorry, Flo, I'm just gonna help out here.
I'm concentrating.
You try and go as high as possible, and you try and line them up perfectly, and then anything that lands over the edge. Look at her, she's doing so well.
Sorry.
You were doing so well, dude. You were doing so well.
Why did you react in the middle of the game?
Because I did it. I got the whole song.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It
But you could have kept going.
I could have.
Okay.
Yeah, you
And then I
could
got-
have. You could have.
And then I got excited.
But you did it. You
But
got
I
that
did
far.
it. I got
Okay.
the whole song.
You did a great job.
Very
It's
exciting.
it's like it looks like kind of Monument Valley.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. That's why I thought it was
Yeah.
like, what is this like copycat game? Who's this development? Oh
It
man, I
actually-
just ruined it
it's
for
like
myself.
Cash App.
This are they the Monument Valley people?
Hold it
or-
that way. No,
No, it's just
no.
some like.
It's ketchup.
It's just
Speaking of
some,
Monument Valley, I was at the.
Cash App.
Yeah,
Cash
it's
App's the
ketchup.
same people who made 2048. Just so you know.
Yeah, they are a very prolific game developing company for Android.
That's why I was
maybe even for
confused.
iOS as well. I don't know. They're probably cross-platform, but they create tons of games.
Speaking of Monument Valley, I was in the Cooper Hewitt Museum in New York, which is the Museum of Design, and the
work.
Monument Valley was there as in the exhibit.
Oh, really?
They had iPads, and it was like an actual like thing. It was
Wow.
very interesting. Had a lovely
That's awesome.
conversation with my brother-in-law about the difference between design and art. This is an art. I'm like, no, it's design. No, that was a great.
But it's
afternoon.
creative.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, Stack is fun.
So that was Stack.
It's
super
addictive.
fun. It's addictive. It only exists because sometimes I just play it on BART.
Cool.
And my best is 43, which probably isn't very good.
That's better than me.
What's your best?
23, I think. Something like that.
Homie.
Not much. Not much.
So it's Stack, and you can get it for free, and you can also pay for it too.
I
So there
was
you go.
just paying for it.
Yeah, I would too. Okay, so Mark, I have your
Yeah.
game installed.
Awesome.
Wanna
Yeah.
show it
Do you
up?
want me to? I can actually also, if you guys want, I can get weird with it and go like this.
Oh, Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch Project.
Oh, you do it.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's better. It's
So-
better that way.
So this is a game called Atomas, and it's so much fun. And I think I'm actually in the middle of a game here. So
This is like a live YouTube review.
I know. I kind of
I know,
love it.
right? Sorry, my desk is like all fingerprinty and filthy. But so the object here is you're throwing elements into this circle, and then with these red plus neutrons, you're gonna add an electron to the element.
Oh no, it's chemistry.
So, is it shaking?
No. I was saying, oh no, it's chemistry.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it is chemistry actually. So you can see here, lithium becomes whatever Be is, and so the goal here is because using the red ones, they'll collapse into each other. So the goal here is to make as many symmetrical shapes as possible. You'll also get negative neutrons, and those you can actually use to suck something else out and then spit it out elsewhere, or you can tap on it to eat it and turn it into a plus, and then put it into here, for example, and then now you've got nitrogen. We can make some more lithium here. Let's see, what else can we do? And you play this until the board fills up, and it is an absolute blast. It's really beautifully designed. The game is deceptively simple. Oh, thanks, Dad. My dad just IM'd me and told me that it was beryllium. Thanks, Dad.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
Hi, Mark's dad.
Good job.
Hi, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. He's never gonna let me live that down now. And I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, there we go. So, but that's basically the entire game. That's the whole thing. You also get you can, if you want to support it, it's completely free. But if you want to support it, you can buy yourself some antimatter. And the antimatter is when you're in a bit of a pickle, you can shoot an antimatter at one side and it'll eat all of the elements that are on that whole side. Super cool and super fun, really well designed. And then up at the top here, you can switch to time attack mode if you're into playing super fast. And I have not yet unlocked full alchemist, which I'm 100% not even sure what it does, to be honest with you. But my high scores are pretty okay. I mean, I just keep playing. It's very, very, very good. I really like it a lot. And it's an independent developer too.
Radical.
Awesome.
It is called Atomas or Atomas.
Atomas, I don't know, something like that.
Atomas.
Atomas or
Adam
Maze.
Atomas.
One word.
Atomas.
Okay, there we go. Free in the Play Store. Okay, so mine, I'm realizing, okay, I put a call out on Twitter and Google Plus for some lyrics, for people to write lyrics.
By the way, I have ones made already.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Okay, well, I want to see what you came up with.
I'm going to dig them out.
She wrote them in calligraphy.
That would be interesting. This is called Diddy by Zia. And basically,
Diddy.
All right, so there is a little bit of a cost to get in here because basically they have songs that are imported into the app and you kind of have to pay to get full access. But I can kind of show it off, kind of what it's all about. Essentially, it takes lyrics that you enter and puts them into songs that you know. So let's go ahead and explore, first of all. We could do Star Wars, sure. We'll go ahead and do Star Wars. Main theme or Imperial March? What do you think?
Main theme.
Main theme?
So
okay.
classic.
So I'm going to go ahead and select that. If I type message, see, I'm trying to paste in some of the lyrics that people sent me, but apparently I can't paste into here, which is kind of lame, so I have to type something. So I am in an episode all about Android with my peeps. And
it's gonna stop you.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Did I run
Because
out?
you can only go to a certain. Yeah, you can only go to.
Yo.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn up
Also,
the volume
I found
here.
mine, by the way. If you need extras
Yes.
after this.
Oh, I would love to. Okay. So let's see here. Star Wars main theme. Try. Let's see. It's got to work on it.
Yeah. It's,
And then it'll go. Okay, I got it. Whatever. And it's got to work. It's thinking. It's thinking. Preview loading.
Seriously?
Oh my God.
Seriously?
Yes. Seriously. Let's
That's
see
ridiculous.
here. Don't discard. But I want to. Okay.
Did
So
they get
this,
a license for that? Is that legit?
yeah, this is all legit.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
they have free ones too.
We'll go ahead and try it with Imperial March.
Man,
What do you think?
I regret not.
Yeah, I don't know
having
why
this as
you
my
didn't do
pick.
this,
I know.
Flo.
I
This
have like
is-
all these ready to show off too.
Oh.
I'm so sorry to all of my friends who are gonna get these like once a day for the next week.
All right,
My
can, you,
peeps, yo.
can you do one? Can you do one that's not Star Wars?
So I
Yes.
made one for my friend.
Okay, do
I made
it.
a couple for my friends, and you can add Giphies to them too.
Yeah, you can add Giphies here.
Of course you can add Giphies.
Here. What is one that people know here? Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, people know this, so I'll just do that real quick.
Oh yeah, this one's fun.
Real
This is a
quick,
fun
and then I want
one.
to see yours.
What is this?
So this
Party
is
rock anthem.
Yeah.
What is that?
You'll
Rockin' in the- it gets really good.
Android with my PTO.
I've never heard this before.
Oh, this is so lame, but so awesome. And then you can add GIFs to it and everything. Okay, so show off yours. You've created them already? Oh.
Yeah, this is what I made for my friend.
So here, I'll go ahead and pull it over.
Yeah.
I am in awe, utter awe right now that this is a thing that exists.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. There we go.
This is honestly, this is crazy. This is like, it's a crazy app.
Of course.
This is a crazy
That's
app.
the beauty of this app.
A developer made this. They took the time.
So this is what I made for my friend Corinne. She was having a bad day. Oh, it's an alarm.
I don't think the audio is working on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't get it.
Wait. Why isn't this working? All right, here we go. I fixed it.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Hold on. Okay.
I'm ruining everything.
Is it working?
Yeah, I'm not getting any audio.
Oh.
Just try turning it off and turning it back on again.
No, it's plugged in.
I don't know why it never works with my devices.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, anyway.
Well, there you go. No.
Ah.
No.
Okay, Google.
Never mind. Don't consider
Anyway.
that as part of my demo.
That's a very clever app.
But it's
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have to pay. Sorry, I actually really hate that song.
That is really awful.
I can't stand that song. Anyways, they have all these different categories and stuff that you can kind of find.
Well, yeah, let me see. Like, is there something that I would actually care about?
Indie
alt. Go to indie alt.
Okay, we'll go to indie alts.
I made way too many of these.
All the way at the bottom. At the bottom. All the way at the bottom.
Okay, indie.
It's always
alts.
at the bottom.
Always. Let's see here.
You should, do one of the free ones.
I don't recognize any of these.
I don't either.
Take a Walk by Passion Pit.
Okay, sure. Why not? I mean, I recognize
The
the
song's
name.
actually
Passion
about
Pit.
immigrants, by the way.
Okay.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
These lyrics aren't.
I am in
That actually worked really well.
Yo.
Some of them don't work, and some of them do, and it's like amazing.
Anyways.
That was really good.
That's very cool. I mean, the key thing about this app is that it has to have songs that you care about. That if it had, like, Star Wars is universal. If you whatever that other rap or whatever that song was that you did, maybe people like that. You know, like if you like Passion Pit, you like that. I mean,
Do you like Shakira?
No.
They also have like
Did you guys catch
Hallelujah.
Now that said, they put like Guided by Voices in there, and then I'll get on board. But they're not going to do that. So.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could kind of pick your own songs.
Wow,
and,
they added way more stuff since I uninstalled it.
You know, but I mean, I don't know how you easily.
Did you guys see the app last year where you can scan your face in and it'll put you on a person to sing something on stage? It was some like Chinese or Japanese app.
Yes, that
It's
was
like that. It's exactly like that, except without the person.
And a branded one, Zootopia. All right. Anyways,
It looks as,
there you go.
as if I wonder if this Ditly is or Zaya. Diddy is the app, but Zaya is the company. I wonder if they have some deal with Disney because they've got all of Star Wars. They
must.
So either they did some sort of business development or maybe they're Disney invested in them. So
Although you'll notice the songs are a little different, like the keys and stuff.
Well, yeah, they have to be to make the adjustments, right? Yeah.
Anyways, it's fun to play around with, and there you go. It's called Diddy by Zia.
Who's Ed?
Diddy by Zaya.
Zaya.
Who's Ed? Why are you thanking him?
Where?
It says thanks to Ed.
Oh yeah, Ed. Thanks for Ed emailed this to me.
Oh,
there we go. Thanks, Ed.
Good
Thanks
job,
for
Ed.
finding that because I obviously overlooked it.
Yeah.
Is Ed on this?
Wait, so we can use the apps that people suggest to us?
Sure. I always look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Well, you just ignore
Whatever
them?
whatever you can do. To
No,
get an
I don't.
edge.
Okay, FYI, I'm not ignoring anybody. But I didn't know if that was like unfair,
No,
you
it's-
know,
it's-
like
it's-
somebody's telling you the answers on a test or whatever.
No, it's tips.
It's awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awareness of the things
Lord
that you may
knows
have
it's
missed.
hard enough to find apps in the Play Store. So
That it
if you
is.
need any help, you can
That
get.
it is.
All right, let's
Dear
vote.
Google Santa.
All right, let's do the votes. bit.ly/AAA show 256. bit.ly/AAA show 256 and place your vote for your favorite app. We will check in on it next week and see who wins. But that is it for this week. We're only half an hour late. Mark, thanks so much for coming back. Really, really was a lot of fun having you on the show today.
Thank you for allowing me to extend your show by half an hour. Why am I punched in? Oh, there we go.
There we go. Apparently, Mac
dramatic.
and Josh really wanted to get a close up on your face.
I don't blame you. Look at this beautiful mug. I haven't shaved in days.
So, Mark, tell people kind of what you're up to, where people can find you. What do you want people to
I'm
know?
gonna be. I review Android devices and use them and talk about them and do things of that nature. But I'm also a big gamer, so I stream on Twitch. I just started doing that, like not full time, but a lot more often. So I'm actually gonna be streaming right after this. If you guys want to play some Overwatch, if you didn't hate hanging out with me here, then maybe you'll like hanging out with me on my stream. But if not, then don't come. Please don't.
Then stay where you are.
Because you won't have fun at all. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for having me. And you can find me on Twitch and on Twitter @MarkB. And feel free to shout at me. I will shout back.
All right. Excellent. I have a feeling you will
Shouting
shout
at you.
back.
I will.
If today's episode was any indication, our energy was high. We'll have you back. We would love to have you back sometime soon.
I would love to be back.
Awesome. Thank you. Flo, what you working on now? Now that your review's in the bag.
What am I working? Well, I still got
Well,
the
you
Galaxy
have one more,
S7 review to go through, and that's what I'm doing this week. And then I'm taking
All right.
Friday off because I've been working nonstop.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Mental health
At
day.
greenbot.com and pcworld.com.
Boom. Ron.
Goodfellas Minute. We've got 25 episodes to go. Episode 121 came out today. So it's almost done, but it will always be there. You can always go to goodfellasminute.com and go back to the beginning and analyze the movie Goodfellas minute by minute with us and some of our great guests. In fact, we just recorded with Matt Gorley from Super Ego, and I was there too, and a bunch of other great podcasts, so that was fun. So check that out, goodfellasminute.com. Also check out ifanboy.com if you're interested in comic books or comic book movies and TV shows. March is a big month. We're going to be reviewing on our podcast the Daredevil Season 2, as well as Batman vs. Superman, which looks to be awful. So should be fun.
Yeah, it does. Holy wow.
And go to about.me/RonXO where you can find links to find me out there.
There you go. Where can you go to find links about the Mac and Josh?
Oh, well, you can follow me on Twitter @TheMacandJosh is my handle there.
Mm-hmm.
Soon to be the droid and Josh.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. This is the one problem I haven't been able to figure out is if I switch to Android, what would my handle be? Because the Josh works so well.
Josh Droid.
Josh Droid, I don't know.
Sorry, that was a
You
stinker.
could build up your personal brand based off what makes you special and not what made Apple special.
Ouch.
Believe in yourself, Josh.
Ron's got some cutting commentary today.
I'm just saying. We're a little older than him. We need to give him guiding wisdom.
The hug is still open for you if you need it, Josh.
Thank you,
When it
Flo.
comes to your Twitter
Thank
handle,
you.
Josh, believe in yourself.
No, I also have my real name that I could always just switch to that.
Yeah.
But,
That's true.
But that's not as much fun. Where's the fun in... I don't know.
Just add an XO to the end of Josh, and it'll be fine.
There you go.
That works.
That works.
If it worked for Ron, it can work for you. You can find me at about.me/Jason Howell. Follow my music at yellowgoldmusic.com. Check out my daily tech news show along with Megan Maroney at twit.tv/TNT for Tech News Today. And I think that's about it. Voicemails, 347-SHOW-AAA. Send us emails at AAA@twit.tv. You can find us on Twitter. We are at Android Show. We are twitaaa.reddit.com on the Reddits. Show notes and past episodes at twit.tv/AAA. Everything you need to know is there, actually. Find our episodes on YouTube, iTunes, Pocket Cast, podcatchers of all stripes. And you can find us live every Tuesday, 5:30-ish p.m. Pacific, twit.tv/live. We'll see you all next week on another episode of All About Android. Bye, everyone.